And on the dark moon of Endor, in the night, drums beat. For the fear that they cause surround all who dare enter the Ewok village. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. Today we're painting. Summer's dying. Yeah. It was that, or it was gonna be an Ichiwana song, but like it just happened. It just sometimes you just gotta let it happen. So today we're painting up Ewoks. Obviously, I have Wicket on the stand. I have low gray as well. I don't know what color I want to paint this Wicket. I'm gonna paint the leather, and if you have suggestions of what color we should paint this Wicket, by all means, please throw your suggestions in the chat because I love hearing the ideas and then stealing them for myself. But I'm going to start with the leather because the leather is very interesting and we can get a lot of personality in there. So let's kick it over to the mini camera. That song is terrible and I'm not doing good with it. Oh well, that's the word. That's the song. All right, so drums in the trees. He knows. Seeker knows. I'm going to start with a nice leather color, just a basic like sort of mid-tone brown. It's a little on the cool side actually. We're gonna paint the leathers. We're gonna use a couple inks on this and we're gonna get a lot of texture. I want this to be very textured. All the Ewoks are very tiny. They don't have a lot of table presence. The table presence in Ewoks comes from how many you're gonna field, which is an impressive number. So it allows me to have like a little extra fun and put some quick texture and visual interest on them without doing a whole lot of extra work because they're just so darn tiny. They're just so darn tiny. Get all of his little cow. He's got a little leather cow. Saw reddish brown. It's a good color. Could just do we could just do Wicket brown, you know. Red red face paint. Oh my. Red eyes. Tiny boys, you need to paint the heroes stand out a little. Yeah, the heroes stand out a little bit because you have the low gray and the Wicket are both standing on little trees stumps. Very classic miniature war game philosophy of putting the heroes up on something to get some visual presence and just to sort of create a hierarchy visually on the table so you can identify those units quicker. The singular use of units, as in anything can be a unit, as in even one is a unit of measurement. What do we got? Oh, let's do the log as well. For the log, I'm gonna take a little brown and a little gray. I'm gonna mix that together. Let's add a little touch of green. Make a nice desaturated color. We're gonna make it sort of a mossy log. I don't care if it gets down in where the black zenith prime is. We're going to use that as shading later. So I don't need to coat that necessarily. It's not mandatory. We're going to do so much texture. So much texture. Expected dates on Battle Force info. Listen. Oh, I'm the wrong guy. I have no information about Battle Forces. We're going to use a lot of the same colors and we're just going to change them up here and there to make it all different browns. Oh, see? It posted about, posted about what? Spec Ops beta? Ooh. Oh man, we're prepping for Spec Ops around here. Do we have an article? When's our little hobby thing going happening again?
We have submitted it. We're waiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're working on a little hobby project for Spec Ops. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Makes a little light color tan into my base coat that I used for the brown. I'm gonna do some little scritches. To kind of create like a leathery, worn effect and sort of build some highlights. Look at his little face. How adorable is that face? Too adorable. And on the back, we're gonna go back here. Once again, some little scritches. Right on the upper surfaces. You can see how that thin paint like sort of pulled a little bit into that Zenith Prime and lets me see where to go. Just sort of think about where the leather gets worn the most. Where things bend, where things move, edges. Do some broader ones, some big. I'm going to build this up another time with a little lighter color. Let's add a little white to that. A little more. Really kick it up. Contrast, contrast, contrast. I don't think we've decided on a color scheme for Wicket yet, though. I saw orange. I don't know if I'm going to paint an orange Ewok. Maybe. Where do you begin with orange fur? Make him look like a tiger. Like a hunter in the dark. You see his stripes and you know he's clean. So many little texture lines. Even if the line gets a little big, you can go back and kind of blurb it out. Throw another line over top of it. Kind of make it sketchy. Works just fine. And then right in the deepest, like shadow parts, I like to throw like a little highlight in there. A little lone highlight. Apex Predator Tiger Wicket. Okay, basically the same colors. I'm going to go back to a little bit more of that pale sand color. We're going to draw some stick lines. Start at the tip. Just draw some squiggly lines. If you're feeling adventurous, draw like a little wood knot. use the tip of the brush, let the paint flow. Don't bonk the hand. I mean, you can if you do, we can fix it later. Oh, what did I do? All right, gray and white mixed together now for the tree. Same thing, we're trying to just draw some lines to create some wood texture. Emphasize the little wood knot. A wood knot, that's like an ugnut that lives in the trees, right? That's a good one right there. An actual sculpted. Draw an extra line there just to really emphasize that hole in the tree. Put a bird on that vest. One more time, a little more white. Take it another level. Choose a few focal points. Just to build some highlights all the way around the curve of that sweet looking tree. Maybe right by his feet, because it kind of draws interest toward the miniature, right? This is all dark, but then you lighten it up toward the miniature. Just draws a little visual interest to the miniature. Okay, let's start shading that. Start shading that leather. I got a little burnt umber. Such an artsy name for paint, right? I'm gonna use a second brush for this. I'm gonna go right in those shadows. Start building in those deep shadows. Not the deepest shadows, but deep shadows. Draw paint out a little bit. Just ever so slightly. Right there on the shoulder. Especially this side. This side is much more in shadow. You drag it out over those lines and let it just kind of glaze over top. You get that nice effect of, like, you see the super bright highlights, but it becomes more integrated into the leather. Now what I do?
You're killing it.
You're killing me, Smalls. Not everything needs to be shaded, so we're just gonna pick some spots that we like the shade. And emphasize all those wonderful little texture lines. Emphasize his little hat. See how I'm doing that? Does that make sense? The how and the whys. Can't wait to see dioramas of Ewoks crushing an ATST. Me as well.
Did your mic slip underneath your
Did I do a flippy flip?
I think it slipped.
Test, test. Can you hear me now? 1, 2, 1, 2.
Ready?
Can do some at the edges where the shadows meet the midtones. Do a couple little scritchies. Just to add more texture. All right. I got some ink. I want to use some ink. I want to use a little black, and I want to mix that together. I got the ink I'm using is just a brown art ink and some black paint. I'm going to put that in the deepest, darkest shadows. The shadows of the jungle. Drums in the shadows. So I'm going to name my Ewok Battle Force when I build it. Drums in the shadows. Mm-hmm. Just really deep, and that little bit of ink just enhances all those colors and brings them together. Adds us a lot of punch to that leather. We're going to frame his little stitching with that same color. Being very careful just using the tip. And then we'll have to highlight that once that dries. I like that leather. Arkalisa and Wicket, the Balrog. Alley's Way, that's a sick name. Oh, Drums in the Shadows. You can just hear the drums. You just hear the drums as the Ewok force marches forth to meet their foes. I'm pretty happy with that. I think we could add one more highlight to some edges. So let's do a little, I'm just doing a little tiny touch here and there. Just to bring a little more pop. Did you have any engineering hangups on these miniatures? Not that I recall. They're pretty straightforward, miniature-wise. You know, we had to think about how to make the slings and the spears work as a single kit. So that was a lot of fun. But They're actually pretty straightforward. A lot of fun to design and work on. Wrong stream, Jimmy. Wrong stream. I see you. Being sneaky. One more highlight. Let's do one more highlight on that stick. We still haven't chose a color for his fur. Not usually about point adjustments. Do a little brown blue mix. I love it when you mix brown and blue together. I'm going to thin that down quite a bit. I'm going to put it right over top of those stitches. It's going to add just a little contrast there. I demand a purple people eater. That's Will Schick, everyone. Just Will Schick. Demanding purple. Demand. Wow. Just throwing out demands. So mix up a little wash out of some inks. Yellow ink, brown ink, and then I got this like really like dull brown ink too. Mix all that together. Glaze over the spear. It's going to tie those bright highlights down to the base coat. Make it work all together. We'll just keep working that. We'll do a purple tinged bear. How's that? All right, let's do it. Brown ink is the only red I have out on the table. So I'm going to take some brown ink. It's got a lot of red in it. I'm going to take a little blue, mix that in there. That makes a purple. I'm going to take some cold brown. We're going to mix that in there. Right? That's a little intense. So let's take some mid brown. There we go. There's the color. Let's start right over here. We're gonna just throw a little bit of this on there. Here and there, we're going to glaze it out over the white. Strength of that zenith lets me build, lets me be patient and control where my color, my light, my shadow, and how the form all works. It's a weird shade of purple. It's still purple. I don't have neon purple. I don't even have red in here. Or there's probably red over here by me. A little bit more. We're not even started. We're barely started. Who knows what this is going to turn out like? I'm making it up. First step, do something that you don't understand. Second step, make it work. That's how I roll. Gotta get some nub in this yub. He's a little purple bird. Just a little purple bird. He's got little purple hairs. And he doesn't give a care. He's not upset and he's not disappointed in being a little purple bear. Alright, let's start building in the fur textures. Off-white, white, back to the purples. Pull that purple in. It's like a wine color almost. Right over top. Just start building in some fur. It's not very often you see purple fur, so like using like reference, which I like to do, it doesn't work here. You're just kind of making it up. Now I kind of regret just not going full tiger stripes earlier when someone said tiger stripes. It's more like plum nub. This is if Plumber was an Ewok. Would he be Plum? Look at those muscly arms. This guy throws heat on that spear. Oops. So all this same thing. It doesn't matter what color you paint. Your Ewoks, the same philosophy works. I did just that coat to kind of establish some form. Building in some fur color. Going to just amp it up. Just build up layers. I like going up the form. That way you kind of like overlap a lot. Gets a more natural look. I'm not even looking at chat. I'm just afraid Chick is in there harassing me. Not upset, not disappointed that he's a little purple bear. Yeah, that's words to live by. I feel it. Yeah, who knows what's going to show up on your planet? And you're like, excuse me, why are you on my planet? I'm going to defend it in the only way I know how, by setting elaborate traps and, throwing sticks at you. And that's how rebellions are won. He's purple so he can hide in the forest. What? This isn't camouflaged at all. This is what happens when Ewoks adapt on Felucia. How many generations of Ewoks does it take for them to adapt? I'm betting one. I feel like it's one. Like I feel like Ewoks just immediately like adapt to any environment just so quickly. You can't, there's like a, once discovered, there's like become an embargo on transporting and distribution of Ewoks. Have you seen what they do to your garden? Gosh. Okay, how are we feeling about Little Purple Bear? Summer and Huzzah! Hazoo! Yeah, you could do fire glow Ewoks. Why not? I'm here for it. Fire glow Ewoks. I'm in. Let's paint the eyes black. Let's frame the mouth with a little black. Not as teepers though. Nose black. Put a little blue. Put a little blue in there. That's called contrast, kids. If a purple Ewok had tiger stripes, what color would they be? Teal. Teal tiger stripes. Oh, hang on, I need a break. Give me a moment. I want to see if Chad agrees with this. They're gonna, but you know, whatever, fine. I mean, I'm agreeing to tiger stripes if we can agree on a color. Bite tree. I see hot pink. I agree with teal. Chat, you were my only hope. And yet here we are. And I hear Ann in there chatting, which means you're rabble rousing.
I'm just thanking my supporters.
Oh yeah, here we go. That's called rabble rousing where I'm from. There's a little green and blue mixed together, glazed over top into the shadows for our log. Basically a lot of same colors on that log, just working together. We'll put a little touch of this brown ink into that. That's really going to darken up, a little touch of black. And we're going down in deep shadows. All right, I'm prepping my brain for teal tiger stripes on a purple Ewok.
Let's get all Lisa Frank up in here.
It's all Lisa Frank. You can't even imagine how often that comes up. All right, fine, teal. I need a drink of my coffee. Think, what would Simone do? Simone would come in here and make me do teal. Do I even have a teal paint?
I know, it's all this teal top.
There's no teal. Oh no, there's no.
Picked up one bottle.
That's called hellbound flesh.
Certainly, you could mix it.
Y'all the worst. Y'all the worst.
We got this palette cam for a reason.
I just want a teal. Oh, what's this way over?
You have a teal.
Oh, I found one.
You found one, never mind.
I found one.
Disregard.
All right, fine. Oh, it's not shaking up. Can't use it.
Just shake earlier.
Is there?
There used to be.
Schick moved
Your
it.
hands work very well, Caesar.
Schick moved it. It's a lot of extra body. There we go. Fine. 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 We're going to start at the bottom. Take a little blue, a little teal. Teal tiger stripes on an Ewok. This is what I've spent my life becoming.
We really do have the coolest dog in the world.
All right, we're just going to pick a spot. We're going to start right at the back. We're going to bring the tiger stripes around.
Hell yeah.
My dad was like, all that painting ain't ever going to do you no good. I painted teal tiger stripes on a purple Ewok today, Dad. Maybe a little one right here. It's gonna come around to his belly too, for sure. We're gonna get there. We expect to see him on the next Legion game on stream. Those Southwestern egg rolls. I'm more of a Ragoon guy. I'm gonna be real serious. I'm actually part of 2 or 3 Crab Rangoon meme groups. I'm not even joking.
More than I knew existed.
It's not even. I'm not even being funny. I'm being for real. Why are you attacking my Crab Rangoon love? Have you ever had a Crab Rangoon at midnight? There's nothing better.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
At midnight.
Oh yeah. Not a lot of room to put tiger stripes on this little feller. You gotta be very delicate, strategic. Is it reading?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got like a little fur design on his face. Oh, I thought you were going to show me secret stuff or something. I thought Summer was about to show me like Simone just messaged me. You were done.
Instead of starting 5 minutes late, your meeting starts now.
Hurricane Girl, that is the best meme. I will die every time I see that meme. There's only one other meme that's better, and it's only about how lions can leap 36 feet or is it 18 feet or 30? It doesn't matter. And it's the funniest thing. I will literally just die every time I see it. If you know the meme, you know the meme, and it's amazing. How many units you need of Ewok? I mean, how many is the right number of Ewoks? It's all Ewoks. He's got a little design on his face. This is the way his hair grows. Most of the time, anything I paint is literally for my army on stream. Every now and then, I paint something that's not for my army. So if I'm painting something, that's usually, and then I play a game, it's usually something I'm about to play with or going to play with. Or if I go to a convention, it's what's in my force. Right. It's almost like he's almost got like Barbar tribal tattoos. So we need to zazz that up a little.
So to do those tricks, are you just doing a boatload of stippling and kind of making it thinner as you go?
Yeah, just really tiny little stipples, just little tiny little touchy lines. Just keeping it very tight and thin.
Is the texturedness of the fur, do you have to work around that, or is it actually playing to your advantage? Or
Yeah, I try to play the fur to my advantage and look at how the fur sculpted, and then build my lines toward those to keep, because it's going to help keep the form and flow of it. How's he look? Stream, what do you think? Did we do it? Have we accomplished our goals? Kind of wish the ones on his back started a little bit thinner, but you adjust and I think it still works fine. All right, I said I don't have red, and I don't. I'm gonna mix a little white and off-white, mix that together. Remember earlier we painted those eyes black? Look at his little twofers. Do a little more brown into that sanguine color. Darken up the toes and the fingers. I think we'll actually make those black. Oh, his little ear forgot. Put a little color back on that. A little shade in his arm crease. A little more black and green mixed together. A little more green. Deeper shade. And a tree. Could even use this for the spear if we want to darken up some of the areas of the spear, which I think we do. Especially that underside. Light gray and white and off-white mixed together for the wraps. No red, want him to turn into Ewoks. Oh, you know what? We have red. What's this? Oh, red ecstasy. Whoa. The ecstasy of drums in the shadows. I also need, oh, this is a really spicy orange neon. I'm about it. I'm about it. What was that? Oh, I thought I heard you say something.
No. It was just a gasp. Excitement.
Le gasp. Oh, I forgot that neon's a little tricky to use. It always wants to kind of clump. We're gonna kick that up a little bit. Gray, light gray, spear tip. We're in our last couple minutes. If you got questions, you better ask them. And if it's a question we can answer, we will answer it. If it's a question we can't answer, we'll ignore it. A little bit of that green and gray and brown, a cold brown, not a warm brown. Very important difference. Go add pure white to that light gray color. Build up some highlights on the spear tip. Some little, just a couple of little lines going a couple different directions. That's all anybody wants is to be seen. I think it's important to remember. If we all just let each other be seen, huh, what a world. A little more white. There you go, pure black. And those dark shadows. Off-white. one more color. Let's do like a little desaturated blue. Mix one with that green shade we made. Green and blue is going to make more of a gray color. We can add a little tiny bit of dark, like burnt umber in there to darken it up. And then yeah, that's a better shadow for that spear wrapping. Don't want to go just pure black. It won't look right. And then I'll re-highlight that. Oh boy, we're almost done. Are you out of questions? I'm not seeing questions. Wicket and Shatterpoint. Be Wicked Wild Wild. Let's punch a little yellow into those eyes. Just the tiniest dot. Just the tiniest dot. Just the tiniest dot. Look at his eyes. I want to highlight those one more time. Adding a little more pure white. Look at him. Alright. Purple Ewok, teal tiger stripes, red eyes, or skull paint skull paint Wicket.
Can I see that? Should I get a little closer or is everyone see that?
Can they see that?
Yeah.
Let me see. Can I get a little closer?
Alright, Summer's coming in to get a better pick. Coming in. Working way around.
Oh, look at Wicket with them eyes. No, swivel it the other way so we can see what our buddy we just painted with the teal.
This way? This way?
Other way.
This way?
Yeah, there, and then focusing.
Whoa.
How's that look? Which one's better? Summer, which one's better?
Well, they're both very, very good. But you know how I feel.
Summer doesn't want to
boy.
take sides. He does need teeth. I missed his teeth before. Terrifying creature to behold. I think the skull paint one needs a little wash to turn him a little more brown because like the skull paint doesn't quite read. So let's do a quick. That way his fur is more brown. And then the skull paint reads a little better. That's a very thin wash, just changing that black and white. Give him a little tonality. And his ears. That just makes the skull pop out more, right? Yeah, that looks way better. Look at him, Summer.
He looks so good. Now I'm convinced I'm gonna paint all my Ewoks with skulls.
His ferocity.
His ferocity.
Ferocity. How many?
Does he come in?
Not counting the stick, the log, I think like 3. They're not a lot of. I mean,
That's a lot.
there's not a lot.
Right.
There's just not a lot. There's not a lot to them. There's not a lot to them.
Is the stick a full piece? Like not put like what?
I think this is 2 parts actually. I think the curvy log is 2 parts.
What about a stick? It's just one, right?
No, his little spear stick is 1.
That'd be funny if we made everybody put them together.
Yeah, put the tip on the spear. See, that's what Summer would do. Rude. No, they're actually really easy to assemble. They're like body, leg, arm, I think, and then like a back, because like the thickness of the plastic doesn't allow really for like it's a complex thing, right? It's like they're thick, so we kind of gotta split parts of them in 2, or you'll get a lot of fail. So they're like front back, and then like one leg is connected to the back, one leg's connected to the front. And I think sometimes the arm is connected to the back or connected to the front. They're really, really easy to put together. Just really, really easy to put together. All right. Yeah, we don't make changes unless we know exactly what we're going to do. Just not going to willy-nilly just because. When it's time, it's time. They'll arrive. Like all good things. Like next week's paint streams that arrive at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Tuesday and Wednesday here on Twitch. And then for all the latest news, information, announcements, that always arrives on time, because everyone doesn't, is on, you can check us out on Twitter and our Instagram. That's where we talk about all the cool stuff coming for all of our wonderful games. And then next week we got 2 more paint streams. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Oh, one of them's a hobby stream. We're going to build a miniature. We're going to go over the basics. I mean, look, I'm not look, I don't know what I'm doing. You put me on camera.
You give him a teal stripe and he just goes,
Yeah, you give me a teal stripe, and I'm lost. I'm
breaking all the rules.
just rebel. Look. Yeah. All right, until next time, good videos you want to be. Bye, see you later. And I don't know.